Okay, this video is for educational purposes, or it may or may not apply to a particular person's situation, but it sounds like that's what it is. It's called lymphatic filariasis, F-I-L-A-R-I-A-S-I. Let me show you exactly. I'm going to read you this, if you don't mind. This lymphatic disease is commonly known as elephantitis. It's considered a neglected tropical disease. This is unfortunate because the disease is the second leading cause of permanent and long-term disability in the world. As of 2019, it continues to be a threat to over 859 million people in over 70 countries. Like other neglected tropical diseases, it is endemic to low-income regions of the globe that deal with poor water quality. There you go. Sanitation, there you go. And limited access to health care. India accounts for 47% of the chronic filariasis and 39% of the risk population. The good news, there's some good news here, that is considered potentially eradicable. You can eradicate it. It can be prevented through timely treatment. Disease spread can be controlled through mosquito-controlled measures. Now, what is this thing anyway? It's an infectious tropical disease caused by a parasitic roundworm. Oh boy, I know where they got it. Nematodes, transmitted by mosquitoes, but the analysis he had may not be the real analysis. It could cause severe swelling and disfigurement. Body parts may swell up to abnormal proportions. So far, we're right on that. Because of the resulting disfigurement and pain, people suffering from lymphatic often face social isolation and loss of income, leading to mental health issues and greater poverty. Well, someone's already established that on the mental health issues. But in recent years, the World Health Organization and high-risk countries have organized mass treatment of all eligible people against lymphatic filariasis. The type of preventable chemotherapy has successfully proven to help to stop the spread of the infection. There are three types of this disease based on the type of pathogen that has caused the disease. Okay, there's Bancroftian, B-A-N-C-R-O-F-T-I-A-N, lymphatic filariasis, and that's basically known around the world. It's caused by a worm that's called the Wuchenaria. That's where he's getting, this is where he's getting it confused. It's the Wuchenaria Bancroft, Bancrofti. So, we're getting, this is updated information. So it is true after all, because I think maybe his spelling was wrong, but it is indeed the Wuchenaria, oh boy, W-C-H-E-R-E-I-A, Bancrophil. The earliest description of this disease dates as far back as 600 BC in India. It's named after the dynamic father and son duo of the eminent Australian doctors and parasitologists, Dr. Joseph Bancroft and Dr. Thomas Bancroft. Now, this worm needs two hosts to complete its life cycle. It sexually reproduces in humans. God, these worms are having sex in this guy's body, Jesus Christ, and matures in Anopheles mosquitoes. Good. We're establishing it is from a mosquito bite after all. Okay, that's good to know. This has a long incubation period of anywhere from 5 to 18 months, making it harder to detect early without any preventative care. Jesus Christ, I'm looking at, there you go. I'm going to show you some pictures of somebody that has it. And his foot is starting to look like that. There you go. Jesus. Oh, my God. Okay, so it's a type of roundworm that relies on Mansonia and Aedes mosquitoes as vectors. Sure, he had enough mosquitoes around that dump. The adult worms that grow in human lymphatic system are similar, but smaller to the W. Bancroft. That a human infection often includes swollen lymphatics of the neck, groin, and axilla. You know that shit he had going on with the groin? That could have been this. I don't think, and I never thought it was a hernia. I think this is what he had. Okay, it's endemic in South and Southeast Asia. Usually takes many bites from mosquitoes carrying the Brugia Malay pathogen before a human can be infected. This is why high-risk countries need to improve their sanitation. Well, absolutely, man. Okay, well, look, okay, how about the best treatment? Chemotherapy, known as Mass Drug Administration, MDA, recommends an annual dose of preventative chemotherapy drugs for high-risk populations. The drug is called albendazole, 400 milligram alone twice per year, areas of the codemic areas, with ivermectin, 200 micrograms of ivermectin. You probably heard of that with the COVID. Holy Jesus Christ! I'm just reading this shit here. Okay, well there you go. I think Fozzie himself was a little bit on target with this, talking about the mosquito, and he's probably right on the money there. I have to go back to what he said the disease was, and maybe he was just misspelling it, but nevertheless, it's a serious thing. You got these worms that are mating inside you. They're just mating. Mating, I tell you. With no shame. No shame whatsoever. None at all. And of course, I can't stop saying this. Look, when you're going to live under the conditions that Michael lives, what the hell do you expect? Seriously speaking. Come on. This guy could afford to get a studio apartment somewhere, have a nice hot shower, running shower, have a separate sink away from the toilet. There is no excuse. It's called mental illness, okay? Because you have to be, and by the way, for legal purposes, for demonstrative purposes, I come up with this information by his very own shows, his very own behavior, and you figure it out for yourself. Am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong. Okay, it doesn't take much to figure out that this guy's got a few problems. But it also goes to show you that how it's so easy to pick up infectious diseases in this country. Now, I went to Baguio, right? And I had a pretty decent time, but unfortunately, I was surrounded by so many people that I caught a virus of some sort. There were people coughing on the airplane behind me, and even coming back, I was around thousands of people at the mall, thousands of people in the streets. And it was also, foreigner times, vacation times for a lot of Filipinos. I mean, it was ultra crowded, night, day. It didn't matter what time of day it was. It was crowded. So you get your chances of picking up any kind of disease. It could even happen in the fruits and vegetables you eat if you don't wash them good enough. So, like I said, will you live to be 69, 70, 75, 80? Are you younger than that age right now? And you're making fun of people who have actually reached that age? Tell you what, man, you're living out here, you should be lucky to live to my age. Okay, and I'm not ancient either. That's the beginning of old age. The second stage is 70 to 75, which is called middle older age. And then anywhere from 80 up is old. Period. I don't take any insult, really, calling me an old man at 69, because technically I'm not an old man, I'm an older man. There are 3 stages, and I'm on the first stage. And the fact that I've made it to 69, I'm very proud of that fact. A lot of adversities in life, dudes. Get killed by somebody, get a disease, get hit by a car. I can go down the list, If you made it, with all the microbials going on and everything else, if you made it into your 60s, you damn did good. You did very well. Pat yourself on the back if you could, really. If you could live longer than that and much longer than that, shit, give yourself another pat on the back. You're doing real fine. So when somebody tries to make fun of my age, I think of 2 things. I think of, you in some time machine? You have a way of stopping time? Every second going by, are you not getting older? Are you? If you have a magical solution to that, perhaps you want to share that with all of us. If you're not 69 already, if you live long enough, you will be 69. Then come back if I'm still alive at that time, whatever age you happen to be. Come and talk to me again. Tell me how you feel at 69. Tell me what shape you're in at 69 if you manage to live to 69. I'd be glad to hear that, unless you're dead and you can't tell me. That would be impossible. Unless we take out a Ouija board and maybe I could communicate with you spiritually. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, So, you want to live in the Philippines, do you? Oh. And you eat street stand food, huh, folks? You eat street stand food? You want, when in Italy, do as the Romans do the Italians do? Is that the kind of thought process that you follow? Is that what you follow? Really? I don't eat from these food stands. I'm not that stupid. I know how to handle their food. Their mucus getting on there, flies getting on there, mosquitoes getting on there. How long was the damn thing defrosted, before they cooked it? Did they cook it right? Did they cook it good enough? Oh, hey, you're more than welcome to eat on these calendaries and all that. Go right ahead. It's no problem for me because I'm not eating that shit. Okay? I am not eating that shit. But you're more than welcome to eat that. You want to fit into the Philippines, right? Right? Sure you do. You want to get those Filipinas, but how do you know they don't got no disease, bro? But you don't think of that one, do you? No, you don't think of that. Yeah, I go to north for next one. I get the next Filipina. I put it on my chalkboard. I put it on the notch of my belt. I go on my YouTube show and I say, I got all these babes from the Philippines. Well, what else did you get with these babes? Jughead? Did you get a disease from them? The worm climbed through your fucking dick hole? I mean, what did you get from them besides a good night of paid sex? Hear what I said? Paid sex. You heard me right. Most of you ogres out there that come here from other countries. Hey man, I'm hip to the whole shit. I've been here long enough to see this kind of crap going on. God, you gotta make mistakes in life. I understand that. I made a few myself, and I talk about it. I'm not afraid to talk about it. But the difference is, do you learn from your mistakes? From your channel, perhaps? From your relationships with Filipinos when you first started dating Filipinos here in this country? What have you learned? Have you not picked up anything other than a disease? Did you pick up any knowledge? How do you know what disease this chick has you're with? Oh, I know. You don't care because you want to prove that you're a real man. You want to be able to go home and tell the boys, hey, look at this one. Here's the notch on this belt on, January 3rd. Here's the notch on this belt on the 5th. And I had 2 on the 8th of the month. And what else did you get? Well, if I were you, I'd go see an STD specialist or something, go to a health clinic. Although these things, gestation time does kind of take a while for things to kind of gestate, as most bacteria does. There's a gestation period. But, if you're on the run with as many Filipinas as you want, you're trying to prove something to your friends or your YouTube people audience, or you're trying to prove to yourself what a real man you are, well, a real man is not going to put himself into that situation. He's going to somehow explore the woman a little bit more about her background, her history. I'll tell you the truth. I started to date a gal in Seattle, and we actually went to the public health clinic before either one of us had sex. Now, that was what you call being responsible. Okay, we were just going to get to know each other intimately, but she was very careful, and I was very careful. And, sometimes that's how you do it. Now, I understand that you're not here to marry some chick necessarily. You just want to get your dick wet. I understand that. But, shit. I know. It's insulting to tell a Filipino, well, listen, man, I'm going to have you checked out before I'm going to, we're going to cohabitate here. Generally, you're not going to get a Filipina. It's not going to be insulted by that. They will. But if they're insulted by that, then you don't want to be with them because, I think personally you're being really responsible and she's not. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. It's probably one of my better shows in a while because I'm just getting the brass, tacks on this. I'm just spitting it all out and how I see certain things that you may not see the same things I see or understand the things that I understand. But I base a lot of the shit I do, a lot of the shit I say, by some kind of experience. I do believe in some preventative measures on different levels in life. I don't live a life of perfection, but I'll go for these scopes, endoscopy. I'll go for colonoscopy. Every 3 years, he should be doing this. I mean, this is something that you should be doing, you know? Because, you want to stay alive longer to be able to have fun with all these lovely women out here, right? Well, if you're not in good health or in good shape, I mean, how are you going to accomplish that? You got to stay in good shape, to take care of your harem. We got people out there with harems. How do you satisfy everybody in your harem? Well, you should be responsible. And if you respect your woman, don't be grabbing her tits in a bar and have her make out with another woman publicly. And I think that's shameful. Shameful, I tell you. Absolutely freaking shameful. You learn a lot about people on YouTube by what they display on their show. It's encyclopedias about them, what they put on their show. It really is. It tells you what their relationship is really like and how freaking disrespectful people are to their girlfriends. Like buying your girlfriend a tin ring by lying to her. Yeah, I'm going to give you a house, the moon, sun, and the stars. Marry me, when the only reason he wants you to marry is you think this is a way out of a situation. It's a way out of a bad situation. Now, that wouldn't have helped. That would have made things worse, Bubba. A lot worse. And certainly for her. I don't mind talking about the truth on it, if it is the truth. If it's backed up by any factual material. That's the stuff I like to talk about. It's just about everything I talk about here is pretty much backed up on fact, whether it's from somebody's own channel, their own pictures, their own photographs, their own videos, their own comments, their own text. That's what it's backed up on. It's not hearsay bullshit. Hey, you don't like this guy? Hey, man, let's just call him a damn sexual pervert because, we don't like him. Okay, let's think of any other more names we could call this guy. Just to kind of add more stock in the soup and all that. Because we want to hurt his feelings. Well, you make yourself look actually worse than the things that you're actually calling somebody. Because what's the matter? You couldn't get your way. You couldn't get your way. You can't see somebody being happy, living a better life than you are. Isn't that what it really is, folks? Yeah, you know damn well that's what it is. So, Mr. Foz, the man who says he's a real man, the man who's done everything, well, you haven't done enough, meaning you haven't taken care of your health through the years. And, sir, I don't mean any disrespect from this, okay? It's all showing now. It's all catching up to you now. How do you like that feeling? That sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, like I told to the goober that's in jail, it's all you're doing. It's nobody else's doing. You choose to live in that shit shack, that unhygienic place that nobody. Tell you what, you couldn't pay me $1,000 a month to live in that shack. I'm sorry, keep your money. You couldn't pay me 1,000 American bucks to live in that shack for any said period of time. You made your bed, even though it's made of cardboard and foam. Now you got to lie in it. Speaking of lies, this guy's whole show for 8, 9, 10 years has been total storytelling and lies. Well, let's give him a little credit when it's due. I do like to do that. He's good at what he does. So is the other guy in jail. Very good at what he does. He gets women to believe him. The tallest tales. How much of a good guy he is, and making promises of the future when the guy's never had a future. He never even had a past. What past he did have was not exactly glory days. You know what I mean? This guy's been living off the lowest hanging fruit all his life, picking the fruit from the tree, because he'd never go out and buy that fruit from the tree. See what I'm saying, folks? See what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I think it's one of my better ones, if I don't say so myself.